Hello everybody, today we're playing with Joshua, Phoenix Dominant. It's a 3 mana, 3/4 Emboros, which is red and white. Legendary creature human noble wizard with when Joshua enters discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. He can play 3 and a red and a white, exile Joshua, then return to the battlefield, transform under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery, and becomes an enchantment creature Saga Phoenix with flying and lifelink, and it has chapters 1 and 2. Phoenix deals 2 damage to each opponent, and chapter 3 is return any number of target creature cards with total mana of 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix, then return it to the battlefield. So this is a commander we're exclusively working for the first side, which is to discard 2 and draw 2 cards. And we do occasionally transform, and we have a couple haste enablers. So even in the transform form, we get to get that lifelink hit. The way I really like this deck is treat it as a Dragon's Approach deck, because from the command zone, being able to consistently discard 2 cards is very powerful in a Dragon's Approach deck. Why so? If we discard a card turn 2, and we discard with Joshua, we're discarding 3 Dragon's Approaches. It is very likely that we get to, by turns 3 and 4, we can either threaten to transform our commander or play Dragon's Approach and get a big dragon to hit our opponent. Normally by turn would be 4 or 5, we should be able to get the hit, unless we have Faithless Looting. Because if we have Faithless Looting and we have a discard spell, we have all 4. So by turn 4 we would get to play our Dragon's Approach setup. What does a Dragon's Approach do? It's a 3 mana sorcery spell which, whenever Dragon's Approach deals 3 damage to each opponent, and you may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. And you can have any number of them. We're going to be cheating out a dragon, and we have haste enablers. Have a whole package of giving our dragon haste, and we're going to be tutoring for free a dragon. What's our dragon package? We have 4 dragons for different scenarios. Scenario 1, we have a haste enabler. The big one is Ancient Gold Dragon. We're going to be giving this dragon haste, and we're going to roll a d20, and we're going to name any number of 1/1 blue fairy dragons. We hit just 5 or 6, we just get an army of dragons. Even if the opponent destroys the dragon, we'll just win the game on offense again. Other option, of course, is Ancient Copper Dragon, in case we have other powerful spells we can play from hand, or play quite a few Dragon's Approaches. Does the same thing. We roll a d20, we get a bunch of treasures, and we can play our commander or even transform it if need be. In the scenario we do not have a haste enabler, the 2 dragons we play normally is Goldspan Dragon because it gives us treasures and we can refill our deck to keep discarding more Dragon's Approaches, or Glorybringer if we need to do damage to a specific card to stall out the game. As for our haste enablers, the most important characteristic I found when playing this type of deck is have haste enablers that also deny the opponent to block. Because I found out many times that just coincidentally when I'm going for the hit with my dragon, the opponent has 1 creature's reach, 1 creature with flying. So being able to not only give that creature haste, but also making them not block is very powerful for a deck like this. We also have cards that work from the graveyard with Flashback or Harmonize, because we're going to be drawing and discarding quite a bit. If I do have to say there's a secondary commander, it would be Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury. It is our secondary commander. This is a deck that draws and discards quite a bit, and is not unlikely we will see this card with all the draws and discard we have in this deck. We can also discard the Flage if need be, and immediately use its escape ability. Why is it so good? Because this card has quite a few ways to bring lands to the graveyard, and we're constantly discarding cards with Joshua. It's very easy for us to be constantly having enough mana to escape, and in a single turn we can escape and give him haste, which is quite powerful because we can do 6 damage to the opponent immediately and heal for 6. Alternative win con, we also have sneak attack. in case we have the dragons in our hand, we can just pay 1 and give them haste immediately. So let's see how we do with Joshua Phoenix Dominant. Against this type we have to be very fast, so we don't... As much as I like Faithless Looting, do I go for it? I think we have to mulligan it. I don't think we can't go down to 5. Not looking very good. We needed a really good hand. Much as I like Flage here, does mean our next draw is not going to get there. I think it has to go. I think it has to go. Alright, let's kick off celebrations. Here we're trying to draw more Dragon's Approach. We drew lands. At least we draw lands we can serve. So that's very good for escape. So if they play a creature, we can deal with it. But we don't have... Not hitting maximum capacity with our Joshua. At this point, we have one sheet. Yeah, I was thinking that. So we need a white, right? 1, 2, 3. We're definitely going here and getting our Boros man. One, two, three, four. Just fine. Let's take it. Kill that creature. Let's go. 2. I want to grab the prize. We're still very far off, so we have to go for the Flage Wincon. Alright. One ring is really good for them. Can't do much at this point. This is a sorcery. Oh, probably drew one of the best cards they could have. Much. The question is, I think the best thing is to transform. Most mana efficient thing you can do. Attacks. They will get to Ugin next turn, most likely. Here's the question is, we're very far off on that department. How much damage are we doing? 2, 3, and this 4. I'm doing 10, 13. Maybe I can get a Harmonize here. How much mana I have? I have 4 mana exactly. I can do 10, 13. He's down to 5. I have to do 5 damage. 3 and 3, right? Okay. Knots. We got the stomp. We got there. Flage carry. One of the advantages of this deck is it has very good synergy with Flage, and we're a deck that draws very consistently, so we can hit our command, hit the Flage, or send it to the graveyard because we draw this card. And it was fast enough to beat Ugin. GG. Unplayable hand. That's the bad news of this thing. What way? Turn 2, what do we do? We do need land 3. No. We're... Okay. If we don't do anything... We don't need to do anything now. I think we... Okay. Because we risk it. If we don't hit land 3, we hit it. I would have played Felothar. I got scared and... Playing my commander. That's fine. I am thinking you. The other question is what else? Fire Crystal's fine. I guess. Maybe that's 3. We need to discard one more. Like in Fire Crystal. We can go for the slow down. Hit. I'm okay with it. You want to super pump? Got rid of that guy. I can sneak attack, but I don't need. This is not a good sneak attack hand. Helps us later. What we can do is we have a we draw Dragon's Approach at 1 in our graveyard. You can get a card. Counters. Does hit quite a bit. Alright. But this is our 3rd, so we need 8 more. The Harmonize. Graveyard. Okay. And shit. We have 2 options. I do like you though. Let's go for it. We could of course go the safe way, but nah, that's it. Ah, 20. Yay, that play. No, next time we can make a copy. Oh, you. Go 1, 2, 3. Oh, play as much as I'll commit. Yeah, I don't know if he has a burner. Yeah, you can response try to kill it, I guess. Lifted the power with dragons. GG's. Okay. Alright, not bad. We get to surveil turn 1. I want that. Sure. Okay. We have 3. We need to discard a couple more. That way you see all this stuff. We have it next turn. We don't have anything next. He's gonna get a big creature next turn. Well. Third reunion if you wanted to. Okay. That's it. Go. Give an extra land. A few lands. All lands. Okay. Get the shuffling. Maybe. Can play tapped. Oops. Let's get more dragon. Yes, we can just cut our reunion here. Right. 20. No? Kurgov could be a problem. Outreach. You have that's 1, 2, 3, 5. Alright, we got there. Also wanted to highlight that at this point in the game where we hit, normally the opponent has quite a few creatures with reach or flying, sometimes 1. So I decided to take in cards that give haste and that make target creature and opponent controls can block. Because there have been several games where I had the combo, but the opponent had a blocker. And that was just too annoying. So that's why we also have Seismic Stomp. If the opponent is a flyer deck, just we get our hit. Because it's that important. GG's. Nope. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna go for the surveil. Spend if it's a land, I think I do believe it's too risky. We were not gonna hit that land. Try to avoid taking risks, especially if you need that land through. Oh, that through is basically okay. Woody, I don't need to spend more life. Okay, we have it, but we don't have a haste member. What the opponent does. There is an argument. I'm gonna play the. Actually, not that bad for us. Okay, that is pretty good. Thanks to the opponent. I'm going for it. Go. Like, not a 1. Alright, 4, I'll take it. Not the most exciting one, but it'll have to do. Alright, good enough. Opponent removal. And that's the advantage of this version is we don't really mind if Joshua takes the beating. Because we're in here to hit with the dragons. GG's. I don't like it that much. It's fine. Not a fan. They are in red. What's this one there? Excellent. Okay, Bunchy Graveyard. I don't think we need to box south. We get a second dragon approach. See if I get under nations. I would sack it. I have to discard 2. I think I'm discarding probably the land as well. Ah, let's go. We have our 3 lands. We have 2. Okay, so I definitely want to grab the Pride then. Okay. +3. Okay, unfortunately we drew the dragon. We have 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd like to transform, but transforming here is that more important? I don't really care too much about that. Prefer to go for the hit. Moving chip damage. Do we have to pay? No. What's it hitting? That? Alright. Unfortunately here, I would like to play the Copper Dragon, but we are not... Are we max speed? No, we're not max speed. So I think we just play the Goldspan Dragon. Oh, we are. I misplayed that. It doesn't use. We played the Copper Dragon. The... What you may call it? I got bamboozled by the counter. I thought I was at 4. Yeah. Could play that and the Ancient Dragon. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we're dead. It could be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 1 more mana. At least we can transform. And get... Alright, hit a land. Really need to hit a land. We didn't. We didn't. So, we have 2 options here. If we go for transformation, we can go hit and hit. And I believe that's lethal, right? Alright, even though I did misplay the Ancient Copper again. Let's see what we got there. And we went for the other route. And we got the treasure. Be the Copper Dragon. We would have just Dragon's Approach. Alright, GG's. Okay. I'm not getting it. Hope we draw lands. Ooh. Really like to draw land. We drew 2 cards. Huge. I think we're getting the Boros one. We're getting just the right. Right, matching. Huge. A minute. Okay. Okay.
This will be easy.
Perfect. That's the hold that one. can get good draws here. This is a familiar for sure. They have two. As we don't have hasters. Then we probably need to get Yale's have a blocker. We may need to fight here for him. That's fine. Pick 4 damage for the team. Can't play the commander. What I do need is a haste enabler if he hits with that dragon. That's what I really need. Oh, draw haste. We have to the plage. We need 5, right? And we have to do it. Unfortunate, but we're just so behind. I think we have to do. Yep, we have options here, but I believe this is the better play.
It's over when I say it's over.
It's too much mana and devotion. We have a blocker. We can play our commander and refuel. If he goes for this hit, that means I'm not blocking. That means he has a dead shaken, has enough HP. Alright, so I have a haste enabler here. Hit and deal with this dragon. He loses life. And start getting our speed up, which is fair. Here, commander. That also enables the impulse. Huge. Yeah, just keep over there. Yeah. Like to float here. One, two, three, four, five, six. We would be 1 minute off. We're 1 minute off. I don't think it's worth. That's too slow. Okay, we have the other one. I can play you, but that takes time. I do want to go for this hit to see what he does. Maybe he blocks here, right? Yeah, okay, the fist. Yeah, sure. Okay, how many do I have? 3? We're gonna go to 3. 1, 2, 3 at this point. Get here. I should just block. At this point, you could engrave, right? So we have options here. I do believe the best option We have 1, 2, 3. This is 4. I'd like to fight here and escape. I can give it haste. It looks gonna be good. Momentum. Oh. It's here. Put it here. Can go for haste. Two. Right back. Sure. There you go. Right. So, okay, I do have a way. Oh, no. We can A6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we can just discard on the flames. We had enough. It'd be very close. I believe we just picked the 5. Because we can't do both anywhere. And we switch to the face. Alright, GG's. Nice carry. Alright, we got Flage. This hand's very slow. Into Zorius. Who knows if we can even do anything? Okay. Who wants a commander to get countered with 2 mana? Oh, cool. That's the first time. We have 2. There's 3. We'll have to play the dog here. And just go for the hit. What he has. Alright. Get this counter. I do want this to get countered. It's fine. Okay. It'll be swords. Not that bad. A lot safer now. Okay. Interesting on the opponents. Him. I'll just sacrifice it. Fine. Wonder if I go for the hit here and start punching. I do want to draw. Let's draw. See what the opponent does. Alright. I would like to Dragon's Approach here. If it gets countered, I really don't mind. So let's go for a hit here. See what he does. Takes the 3. Alright. How about start going? Let's start using that Dragon's Approach. Sure. Do I really mind? Earn it. I don't think so. Go. Earn another one. Sure. Yeah, this match is pretty annoying. It's just going to be counting us on repeat. I could go for Flage. We don't need to. Alright, the opponent said no. Super weird. They were devastated. Thought we had a Dragon's Approach. We did not. Did we have the mana though? We have 3 and 3. If we played you, we had to discard you 2 and draw. We need to draw a land specifically and the Dragon's Approach. Right, GG's. For the post-game wrap with Joshua, Phoenix Dominant. It's a very fun deck. I like this deck quite a bit. I always wanted to make Dragon Approach work. I've tried to set up in Izzet that has quite a few other rummage effects. You draw and discard the Dragon's Approach, but the ability of Joshua discarding 2 cards is quite important, and having access to that white means you can play very stronger dragons. The issue in blue is you would have the one that would draw, but you draw a ton of cards, but not really end the game. It's a bit difficult. I find in Dragon's Approach is having the best dragon to get out for free. For example, if you're in black, you could probably play the Toxic Dragon and maybe pump it to the moon and win in one hit. But the advantage in white is Ancient Gold Dragon usually does the job. Being able to hit our opponent quite hard, and if we hit more than 5, even low numbers, we can finish the game at that point because we are constantly using Dragon's Approach, and we have other just ping effects. Other advantages I would say is if we are going for the transformation side, we can give the enchantment side haste. It's very easy for this deck to do, so we're using chapter 1 and 2 consistently and finishing the game. I do have to say the tag team between Flage and our commander works wonders, and just the 2 of them can win a game quite well. I do have to say one of the most important things for this deck is always in your mulligan you want a 2-draw that discards, and you want to have Dragon's Approaches in your hand. This is the most important part of your setup, and later if you can have your haste enablers, they're pretty important. And of course, have 3 mana. That's really the big breaking point you need. Once you get more, you're good to go. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below what are your favorite commanders from the set. Thanks for watching.